This video endeavors to answer three basic questions concerning Westhampton's new public safety building. Why does Westhampton need a new public safety building? What is included in the new building design? And how much will it cost? So why does Westhampton need a new home for its police and fire department workers? The core of the existing building was constructed in 1948, and while many additions have been added over the years, a study completed in 2018 stated that the building lacks the proper space to safely perform the functions of a fire and police department. Among the many deficiencies and code violations identified, the firefighter gear lockers are located within a couple of feet of the moving trucks, which barely fit into the garage bays. There isn't a vehicle exhaust removal system, which means the building fills with toxic diesel fumes whenever the trucks are started. The current building is not compliant with many ADA and OSHA regulations. A single rickety wood stairs leads to the second floor police office. That office is also located over the building's fuel tanks. For those reasons, and other egress code violations, both the police office and the fire department office are closed to the public. Our volunteer firefighters are employees of the town, and we are responsible for their health and safety, as well as meeting OSHA safety requirements. We have explored the option of repairing and expanding the existing building, and found it would cost 30% more than constructing a new building. While located on the existing site, the new building will provide over 2.5 times as much usable space. Here are Assistant Fire Chief Steve Holt and Police Chief Dave White to explain the layout of the new building.
Hi, I'm Steve Holt. I'm the Assistant Chief of the Westhampton Fire Department and the Chairman of the Westhampton Public Safety Building Committee. I'm here today to introduce you to the layout of our new public safety building. This is a secure lobby to get into our fire officer's room. This is the fire side of the department, which then gets into the fire chief's office. This is our meeting and training room. Then we have a gear room for putting on our gear and our PPE. We have a disinfection and washroom here and a decon shower on this side. This is the layout of our apparatus bays. We have a rescue truck here. We have our tanker here, engine 1 and engine 2. In the back we have a Kubota trailer and a Kubota that would be stored here. We have our brush truck, and we'd have an air trailer that would be over on this side, and an antique engine that is stored right here.
Hi, I'm Dave White with the Westhampton Police Department. I've been the Chief of Police in town for the last 16 years. It's been a privilege to serve everybody in town, and now I come before you to ask to support this project with a public safety building. So what I'd like to point out about the building itself is this project has really whittled everything down to the very, very absolute most needed things in the building. We went from a much larger footprint down to smaller. The public will be able to walk in here for the fire and police side. That's the lobby. The police department squad room, as well as the files, evidence, and areas to retain property are very secure, and will have a security system attached to it. So as we move forward, police reform is coming to the forefront, in not only in policing but also in general communities. We're going to have to work to have a facility that will be able to support these reforms, and the training facility that we're going to need for officers in town. Additionally, requirements are going to be promulgated from the state. Storage, record retention, basic things that will be needed to have a professional police department as defined by those regulations and policies.
And finally, how much will the new public safety building cost? And how can we afford to pay for it? But first, a bit of history on how we got to where we are today. 20 years ago, the town hired Leon Pernice and Associates to study the spatial needs of the town offices, library, highway, and fire departments. The report detailed many options for upgrading the town facilities. For fiscal reasons, it was decided to start with the needs of the highway department. The new highway garage was completed in 2005. Next, a new library was constructed, paid for by a state grant and over $1 million in private donations. The old library became offices for the town treasurer, accountant, tax collector, and assessors. Moving forward to 2018, based upon cost estimates provided by a study conducted by Kalo and Bieniek Architects, special town meeting voted by a 2/3 majority to borrow $4.4 million to plan and construct a new public safety building. Proposition 2.5 requires all debt exclusions to receive a simple majority on a ballot vote. That vote failed. In 2019, at annual town meeting, and at a subsequent ballot vote, the town approved an appropriation of $236,000 to complete the construction documents for the public safety building and to put the project out to bid. The town formed an 8-member building committee who, for the past year and a half, worked with DeGiorgio Architects and D.A. Sullivan, project manager, to design and complete detailed construction documents for the project. Bids were received from general contractors on January 22nd of this year. We had 11 bidders, and the bids were very competitive. The total cost of the project, including demolition of the existing building, general construction, architect, project manager, and clerk fees, furnishings, paving, and landscaping, is $4,326,000. The yearly debt and interest payment will be $296,000 for 20 years. To put this into perspective, in 2021, the town paid $435,000 for capital projects. We have recently finished paying for the highway garage, renovations and additions to Hampshire Regional High School, a new highway truck, loader, and generator, the elementary school and town hall roofs, and a new tanker truck for the fire department, which was mostly covered by a federal grant. A quick look at this year's budget will tell you that the majority of our taxes go towards supporting our schools. In preparing for this project, we have saved $371,000 in our stabilization fund and $518,000 in certified free cash. In 2021, we will spend $435,000 for capital projects, including our new public safety building, a police cruiser, a payment on a highway department pickup. We are projected to spend $370,000 in 2022, which is $65,000 less than this year. Also, starting this year, the Montague Road Solar Project will pay the town $82,000 a year, increasing by 1% a year for the next 20 years. This alone will cover almost 30% of the cost of our new public safety building. It is also important to note that delaying the project will dramatically increase its cost to the town. Current bids are valid for only 90 days. Construction costs typically increase by 5% a year, or over $200,000 in this case. Interest rates for tax-exempt municipal bonds are at an all-time low. Our police and volunteer firefighters train hard and are ready to protect our lives and property 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It is time we step up to give them the facility they need to do their job. Please vote for this important project at our outdoor special town meeting, February 27th at 1 p.m. at Hampshire Regional High School, and at the required ballot vote, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., March 13th at the Town Hall.